In the wildlands of Tanzania, among golden plains, immense herds, and lurking shadows, lions fight for territory, food, and survival under the unforgiving rules of nature. A world of strength, blood, and final battles. The lions of Tanzania. If you're looking forward to discovering more incredible mysteries, don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel and help us bring you more meaningful journeys into the wild. And now, let's begin the journey. Where queens lie concealed within the tall grass, their tawny coats melting into the golden savanna. Kings claim their place among the canopy, surveying a kingdom carved from dust and thornbush. Super prides resonate across the earth, their collective roars traveling for miles across the open plains and announcing dominion over every creature that dares to listen. The dry season on the savanna marks a period of intense, unforgiving survival. A stretch of months when water grows scarce and desperation sharpens every instinct. It compels even the solitary male lion toward daring, high-stakes measures, pushing him to challenge titans weighing nearly 1 ton apiece, equivalent to approximately 900 kilograms or 2,000 pounds. Animals always poised and ready to overwhelm any pursuer foolish enough to draw near. "50 Cape buffalo move as one, a living sea of piercing horns that presses the king toward a critical, unforgiving limit. Yet within the Great Rift Valley, ascending trees is no longer regarded as a final, desperate measure. Rather, it stands as a legacy of evolutionary adaptation, and the transformation extends far beyond the simple act of climbing to endure. These monarchs of the savanna may reshape every inherent habit and instinct passed down through generations. Stay until the conclusion to discover the most extraordinary lions of this untamed landscape and share your thoughts on which species moves you the most. Emerging from the thorny undergrowth on a routine hunt, a foraging lion may suddenly come face to face with a creature standing barely 28 centimeters tall at the shoulder. Yet within the brutal dictionary of Rift Valley survival, the honey badger stands as the absolute definition of fearless recklessness. A small body wrapped around an outsized will to fight. This compact carnivore carries skin up to 6 millimeters thick around its neck, a natural barrier tougher relative to body size than the hide of a full-grown Cape buffalo. Its true secret, however, lies deeper than armor alone. An extraordinarily loose layer of subdermal connective tissue allows the honey badger to twist and rotate its body nearly 180 degrees inside its own skin, letting it whip around and bite back at any predator foolish enough to pin it down. Its teeth, though deceptively small in appearance, are structurally dense enough to crack straight through the thick shells of turtles, while a foul-smelling anal gland stands ready as a chemical weapon, releasing a noxious secretion that disorients attackers and instantly extinguishes their appetite. Beyond these physical defenses, millions of years of evolutionary pressure have reshaped the nicotinic acetylcholine receptors within its nervous system. This precise genetic mutation blocks lethal neurotoxins including the neurotoxic venom of cobras, from binding effectively to its cells. The result is a near total immunity to venom that feeds an almost irrational, unshakable aggression, producing wildly unequal battles in which the honey badger's sheer mental ferocity overwhelms opponents many times its size, often leaving even lions to quietly seek out far gentler, less troublesome prey. Leaving behind the scorched, arid fringes of the Rift Valley, the journey now descends into an entirely different realm, the Ngorongoro Conservation Area. This geological marvel, honored by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, was once a colossal volcano that, roughly 3 million years ago, soared even taller than Mount Kilimanjaro itself. A cataclysmic eruption then triggered the mountain's inward collapse, carving out a vast basin some 260 kilometers across. Today, the sheer 600-meter vertical walls of this ancient caldera enclose more than 25,000 large mammals within a tightly bound, self-sustaining ecosystem, a natural amphitheater sealed off from the world beyond its rim. Nowhere else on the African continent do large carnivores gather in such staggering density. The crater floor functions, in effect, as nature's own Roman arena, a stage where a lion barely needs to lift its head to spot the next meal wandering within reach. This near-constant surplus of prey, an abundance bordering on excess, has all but erased the pressure for long-distance roaming that shapes lion behavior elsewhere. Freed from the need to travel, the resident prides have evolved unusually massive, powerfully built frames. A mature male here can easily tip the scales beyond 230 kilograms, a genuine heavyweight among his kind. Yet the very walls that shelter this abundance also act as a cage. The steep caldera rim, a barrier as protective as it is confining, blocks any meaningful genetic exchange with outside populations, leaving Ngorongoro's lions with one of the lowest levels of genetic diversity recorded anywhere in the wild. Generations of isolation have forged a temperament unlike that of their savanna relatives, fiercely territorial, quick to aggression, and strikingly bold. Where lions elsewhere are creatures of the night, patient shadows stalking under cover of darkness, the lions of Ngorongoro have largely abandoned stealth altogether, hunting openly under the midday sun as daytime warriors who rely on raw physical dominance rather than concealment. Even so, paradise has its limits. A sealed arena spanning only 260 kilometers ultimately proves far too small to comfortably support the densest lion population on Earth. And within those confines, competition for territory and dominance rages on, fierce, relentless, and without end. The great biological migration of the Serengeti must eventually face its most perilous physical barrier, the Mara River, home to the Nile crocodile. This prehistoric predator boasts a jaw-closing force of up to 5,000 pounds per square inch, 5 times the biting power of a lion, and far exceeding most biomechanical simulations of a Tyrannosaurus rex. Along the edges of their jaws are thousands of microscopic black dome receptors called integumentary sensory organs, which scientists have proven to be 10 times more sensitive to water pressure and vibrations than human fingertips. Because their rigid jaw structure prevents them from chewing, crocodiles utilize a cooperative, spinning maneuver known as the death roll to tear large prey apart. Possessing an incredibly efficient metabolism, up to 90% of the food they consume is converted directly into long-term fat reserves. Their complex heart features a unique shunt system that can bypass lung circulation, conserving oxygen and reducing metabolic output to a minimum while lying submerged. This allows a mature Nile crocodile to fast for months, or even an entire year, without losing its explosive hunting strength, a patient, low-energy strategy that has allowed this species to survive virtually unchanged for over 200 million years. Along the caustic, sun-scorched shorelines of Africa's alkaline soda lakes, the lesser flamingo has carved out a niche as one of the avian world's most uncompromising specialists, settling into habitats so hostile that nearly any other creature would perish within minutes of exposure. The waters it wades through routinely register a pH above 10.5, a level of alkalinity rivaling that of concentrated ammonia-based cleaning solutions, corrosive enough to strip flesh from less adapted species. To endure this punishing chemistry, the bird has evolved leg skin of remarkable thickness and durability, sheathed in specialized horny scales that render it essentially impervious to chemical burns and abrasion. Within its curiously downturned bill lies an equally ingenious adaptation. Thousands of microscopic, comb-like plates known as lamellae, structures that echo the filtering function of a blue whale's baleen, only scaled down to a fraction of the size. The flamingo's tongue serves as a rapid fire piston, drawing saline water in and expelling it with startling precision at roughly 20 pulses per second, sieving out the microscopic organisms suspended within. Chief among them, the blue-green algae known as spirulina, a nutrient-dense food source that few other animals are equipped to exploit, leaving the flamingo virtually free of competition at the table. Newly hatched chicks emerge cloaked in a muted, pale gray-white down, betraying none of the brilliance to come. As they mature, their diet, rich in blue-green algae and brine shrimp, delivers a steady supply of alpha and beta-carotenoid pigments. The flamingo's liver metabolizes these compounds and channels them into the growing plumage and bare skin of the legs, gradually transforming the bird into a living canvas of pink and orange. During courtship displays, this coloration becomes a kind of visual biography. The deeper and more luminous the pink, the more clearly it signals to prospective mates that the individual is both healthy and highly skilled at foraging. Thwarted by the granite strongholds, the hunting lion cast its gaze higher up the sheer cliffs where the klipspringer reigns. In the Afrikaans language, their name translates fittingly to rock jumper. While virtually all other antelopes walk on the flat soles of their hooves, the klipspringer is structurally unique, walking elegantly on the very tips of its cylindrical, rubbery hooves. Weighing only 10 to 18 kilograms, this lightweight physiology allows them to perform astonishing vertical leaps of up to 7 or 8 meters from a near standstill. launching themselves across deep chasms with effortless grace. Bound in strict monogamous pairs for life, these vigilant cliff dwellers maintain a constant watch over the abyss. No stealthy, calculated movement of a lion stalking in the valley below can escape their keen eyes, making them the most elusive and challenging prey for any big cat in the Rift Valley. Sharing these sun-scorched, thorn-tangled thickets is Kirk's dik-dik, one of the smallest and most delicately built antelopes found anywhere on the African continent. Tipping the scales at a mere 3 to 6 kilograms, this diminutive ungulate turns the simple act of pursuit into a bewildering geometric riddle for any predator bold enough to attempt it. Startled from cover, a dik-dik erupts into a dizzying zigzag sprint, threading unpredictable angles across the scrubland while reaching explosive bursts of up to 42 kilometers per hour. Its slender, compact frame is a marvel of evolutionary engineering, allowing the animal to slip effortlessly through thorny gaps barely 20 centimeters wide before vanishing from sight as though swallowed by the bush itself. Monogamy is an extraordinarily rare arrangement in the mammalian world, embraced by only about 3% of species. Yet a dik-dik pair commits to one another for life, patrolling and fiercely defending a shared territory of roughly 5 hectares together. The bond between them runs remarkably deep. Should a lion succeed in claiming one partner, the survivor rarely endures for long, often succumbing within a short time to crushing physiological stress and an outright refusal to eat, unable to reconcile life without its lifelong mate. While the massive eland dominates the ground, the open skies above Ngorongoro belong to a far more delicate sovereign, the gray-crowned crane, a species so revered that it was chosen as the national bird of Uganda. Suspended beneath each bird's throat is a vivid red, inflatable gular sac, a curious anatomical feature that functions almost like a natural amplifier, deepening and projecting their resonant honking calls until the sound rolls across the plains for kilometers. This haunting, evocative cry provides the soundtrack to one of the natural world's most elegant and romantic rituals, an elaborate, lifelong courtship dance. Bound by strict monogamy, mated pairs return to this graceful choreography throughout the year, not merely to attract a partner, but to continually reinforce the emotional bond that ties them together for life. Yet when darkness descends, and Ngorongoro transforms into a high-stakes hunting ground, the gray-crowned crane reveals the evolutionary edge that sets it apart from every other crane on Earth. Most crane species have no choice but to roost standing in shallow water, relying on the faint vibrations of the water's surface to warn them of waiting predators approaching in the night. The gray-crowned crane, however, is the sole exception, the only crane species in the world capable of perching safely in the branches of trees. Across millions of years of adaptation, its hind toe has evolved to become remarkably long and prehensile, granting it the ability to clasp slender acacia branches with a firm, secure grip, lifting it high above the reach of any predator's jaws lurking in the darkness below. Standing in stark contrast to its docile Asian water buffalo relative, the African buffalo has never succumbed to human domestication. Its temperament is defined by two words: unpredictable and brutal. Wrapped in a dense, heavily armored shield of bone and hide, biting through a mature buffalo's defense is a Herculean physical challenge for any lion. Yet, what makes the African buffalo a true nightmare for predators is its long-term memory for grudges and a relentless drive for revenge. When an individual is targeted, it emits a low-frequency distress bellow that instantly activates a coordinated mobbing response. The herd rallies together, perfectly reenacting a defensive Roman phalanx formation in the wild. Facing a wall of razor-sharp horns and stomping hooves, the hunting lion is suddenly transformed into the hunted prey. Within the high-stakes arena of Ngorongoro, even the apex predator must treat the fury of a united buffalo herd with absolute respect. On the open, flat stages of the Serengeti, survival demands extreme physical performance. While the lion represents heavy physical armor, the cheetah is nature's ultimate F1 race car. This sleek predator can accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in a mere 3 seconds, a physical feat that easily matches modern supercars. During a full sprint, each stride can span up to 7 meters, executed with an explosive frequency of 4 strides per second. To power this sudden burst, the cheetah's heart rates can soar to 250 beats per minute, flooding its muscles with oxygen. Unlike other cats, its semi-non-retractable claws remain exposed, acting like athletic cleats to provide traction on the dry soil. Assisting these high-speed pursuits is a long, heavy, muscular tail that acts as a physical counterweight, allowing the cheetah to make sharp, sudden turns at high speeds without spinning out. However, this extreme specialization comes with heavy evolutionary trade-offs. To maximize aerodynamic efficiency, its skull evolved to be smaller and lighter, resulting in weak jaw muscles and canine teeth that are much shorter than a leopard's. Following a high-speed sprint, its core body temperature can skyrocket to a dangerous 41 degrees Celsius, forcing the cat to rest for at least 30 minutes to cool its brain before it can safely consume its prey. This vulnerable window is frequently exploited by larger kleptoparasites. Cheetahs lose more than 10% of their hard-earned kills to aggressive lions and hyenas. Consequently, the cheetah lives in constant vigilance, especially in the Serengeti, where cub mortality rates reach an astounding 90% under the shadow of larger carnivores. The common eland understands the power of scale perfectly. This species is the second largest antelope on Earth, surpassed only by the giant eland. A mature male in Ngorongoro can weigh up to 900 kilograms, easily matching the bulk of a mature Cape buffalo. During the breeding season, they emit deep, resonant sounds. The louder and deeper the frequency, the larger and more formidable the male is proven to be, serving as a long-range warning to potential rivals. Despite weighing nearly a ton, elands are exceptionally agile, possessing powerful hind thigh muscles packed with fast twitch fibers that allow them to execute vertical leaps of over 2 meters from a complete standstill. Furthermore, while most mammals must expend valuable moisture through sweating to maintain a stable core temperature of 37 degrees Celsius, the eland employs a brilliant water-saving strategy. It allows its body temperature to rise by up to 7 degrees Celsius during the scorching day, acting like a giant thermal battery that safely absorbs heat up to 42 degrees Celsius without triggering thermal shock. When the cold desert night falls, they passively radiate this stored heat back into the environment, a unique physiological mechanism that conserves liters of precious water every single day. Moving in close association with the wildebeest herds are the bold, monochrome stripes of the plains zebra. This distinctive striping pattern is a highly advanced optical shield known as motion dazzle. To a lion's monochrome, motion-sensitive visual system, the overlapping stripes of a running herd blur individual outlines, making it incredibly difficult for the predator to calculate distance, speed, or a specific target. Biologically, these stripes also disrupt the reflection of polarized light, disorienting the visual navigation systems of biting insects. As a result, zebras suffer 80% fewer parasitic attacks than solid-colored mammals. Feeding-wise, zebras possess a highly efficient hindgut fermentation digestive system. Unlike ruminant wildebeests, zebras can rapidly process tough, fibrous, low-nutrient grasses, acting as natural lawnmowers that shear off the coarse upper canopy to expose the tender, protein-rich green shoots underneath for the wildebeests following in their wake. Yet, these grazers are far from defenses. The plains zebra is a formidable kickboxer of the plains, capable of delivering a powerful backward kick with a force estimated at up to 3,000 pounds per square inch, 5 times the biting power of a Serengeti lion. A single moment of predatory hesitation before these shifting stripes can bring an abrupt end to a lion's reign. Yet, the lion's granite throne in the Serengeti is never entirely secure, constantly challenged by the formidable spotted hyena. Far from the cowardly scavengers of popular myth, these animals are highly cooperative hunters governed by a strict matriarchal social structure fueled by elevated levels of the hormone androstenedione. Female hyenas are larger, more muscular, and significantly more aggressive than males. Within the clan, even the highest-ranking male must submissively defer to the lowest-ranking female. Dubbed by scientists as the primates of the carnivore world, spotted hyenas possess problem-solving abilities and logical thinking skills on par with baboons. Extensive field research in the Serengeti confirms that 70 to 90% of their diet is the direct result of active, highly coordinated group hunts, rather than scavenging. Highly analytical, they can calculate the number of vocalizing rivals in an area, and perform a quick mathematical risk assessment before deciding whether to engage or retreat. During a chase, they can pursue prey at speeds of 60 kilometers per hour over immense distances, systematically wearing down their target. Equipped with a jaw pressure nearly double that of a Serengeti lion and specialized enamel structures, they can crush dense bones with ease. While lions often leave up to 30% of a carcass's nutritional value behind, a feeding hyena clan leaves virtually no trace except for indigestible horns and hair. In a striking reversal of common belief, lions in the Serengeti frequently monitor the calls of hyenas to locate kills, using their superior physical mass to drive the true hunters away and usurp a ready-made feast. This relentless contest for supremacy across the savanna draws its energy from the Serengeti's true biological engine, the wildebeest. Rather than drifting as scattered individuals, the 1.5 million wildebeests move as a single, colossal superorganism, choreographed by an intricate swarm intelligence honed over millennia. Their collective motion obeys simple, localized behavioral rules, yet the outcome is anything but simple. The instant one animal senses danger, a visual and acoustic chain reaction surges through the herd like a pulse of electromagnetic energy, weaving a shield of controlled chaos that leaves lurking predators disoriented and outmaneuvered. To safeguard the next generation, wildebeests rely on a remarkably synchronized birthing strategy, with more than 80% of all calves arriving within a tight 2 to 3 week window each year. At the height of this calving season, as many as 8,000 calves take their first breath in a single day, a textbook example of predator swamping. An ecological gambit that floods the plains with far more prey than any predator population could hope to consume before the young grow sturdy enough to outrun danger. It is a harsh evolutionary bargain, one in which the loss of a few guarantees the continuity of the many. A newborn calf, driven by instinct alone, can rise to its feet and gallop beside its mother within a mere 15 minutes of birth. Those still unable to run after 20 minutes are swiftly claimed by predators, their genetic line erased from the herd's future. Nature has also equipped these animals with an extraordinary sensory toolkit. Wildebeests can register the low-frequency infrasound of distant thunder and pick up the scent of approaching rain from more than 50 kilometers away. Remarkably, they can even taste and detect phosphorus concentrations hidden within soil and grass, a mineral essential for building resilient bones and sustaining the stamina demanded by their grueling 10,000-mile migratory cycle. While the kudu seeks refuge in the thickets, the common ostrich relies on the open plains and sheer speed. As the largest, heaviest, and swiftest bird on Earth, its powerful legs are packed with fast, twitch white muscle fibers, allowing it to sprint at speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. More impressively, it can maintain a steady pace of 50 kilometers per hour over vast distances, turning any pursuit into a test of physical endurance. The ostrich possesses the largest eyes of any land vertebrate, measuring 5 centimeters in diameter, which provide a wide, high-resolution panoramic view capable of detecting a creeping lion from 3 to 5 kilometers away. If cornered, they can deliver a lethal forward kick. Their feet have evolved to have only 2 toes to minimize friction during runs, with the largest toe tipped with a sharp, steel-hard claw up to 10 centimeters long. To preserve their lineage, they employ a highly pragmatic nesting strategy. Multiple satellite females lay their eggs in a single communal nest, resulting in up to 60 eggs. Since the dominant female can only incubate about 20, she carefully positions her own eggs in the center of the nest, leaving the satellite eggs on the outer perimeter to act as a sacrificial biological shield against hungry predators. Although lions claim the title of king, the African wild dog is the most efficient hunting machine in the ecosystem. While a lion's hunting success rate averages around 30%, wild dogs boast a terrifyingly high success rate of up to 80%, achieved through relentless, long-distance chases at speeds of 60 kilometers per hour that exhaust their prey. Furthermore, their social philosophy is the exact opposite of a lion's selfish hierarchy. Upon securing a kill, the pack prioritizes feeding their pups, the elderly, and the injured first. The strongest, most capable hunters stand guard, patiently waiting their turn to feed. Their striking, multicolored spotted coats act as a unique biometric identification system, with no 2 individuals sharing the exact same pattern, functioning much like a human fingerprint. However, this high hunting efficiency makes them a prime target for lions, who actively seek to eliminate these packs through competitive exclusion, recognizing that these highly cooperative predators pose a direct threat to their dominance in Ruaha. Equally solitary is the diminutive duiker, a master of stealth that avoids crowds except during the brief moments of mating or rearing offspring. During the day, they remain completely concealed within deep rock crevices or impenetrable thickets. Their diet is surprisingly opportunistic. While primarily herbivores feeding on leaves and fallen fruits, they will readily supplement their protein intake with insects and small animal remains. A clever survival strategy in an environment of fluctuating resources. Their name is derived from the Dutch word meaning diver, a fitting description for how they suddenly plunge head first into the dense undergrowth when threatened. Powering this spectacular escape is an elite muscular system that allows this small antelope to reach an astonishing velocity of up to 40 miles per hour in a heartbeat. Higher up, amidst the rocky plains and harsh heather zones of Kilimanjaro, the East African oryx, also known as the besa, braves the alpine extremes. The besa's robust digestive system is highly efficient, extracting vital nutrients from parched shrubs and fibrous grasses. To combat extreme aridity, they possess a specialized internal physiological reservoir that allows them to travel for days without drinking surface water, backed by a sophisticated thermoregulation system that prevents their brain from overheating during temperature spikes. Their beautiful gray and tan coat provides near-perfect camouflage against the volcanic rock and parched earth. Yet, their true defensive power lies in a pair of slender, straight horns, measuring up to 35 inches in length, a symbol of dominant power during internal rivalries and a lethal weapon to repel large predators on the high slopes. Inhabiting the dense forest layers of the mountain is the Cape bushbuck, a solitary recluse of the deep woods. Possessing a medium, agile build, the males carry short, sharp, spiral horns that serve as highly effective weapons in close-quarter jungle spaces, while the hornless females rely on powerful limbs and a highly flexible skeletal frame to slip through thick undergrowth. Operating primarily at dawn and dusk, these crepuscular antelopes feed on tender leaves and fallen forest fruits, acting as natural dispersal engineers that regulate plant growth and spread seeds. Yet, within this emerald sanctuary, they remain a vital link in the food chain, serving as a critical energy source that sustains the region's apex predators. A delicate ecological balance where the life of one species directly supports the breath of another. Mirroring the vertical agility of the klipspringer, the caracal is another master of gravity-defying leaps. This elegant, amber-coated predator possesses over 20 independent muscle groups in each ear, allowing them to rotate 180 degrees like highly sensitive radar dishes. These tufted ears capture and amplify the faintest acoustic vibrations, translating them into a precise 3D auditory map within the caracal's brain. The caracal's streamlined body, characterized by hind legs that are significantly longer than its front limbs, enables it to accelerate to a blistering 80 kilometers per hour, making it the swiftest of all small felids on the African continent. Its hindquarters are packed with dense, fast-twitch muscle fibers, allowing the caracal to compress its body like a coiled steel spring and launch itself vertically up to 3 meters into the air in a mere tenth of a second to pluck birds mid-flight. These remarkable gymnastic feats are predatory skills that a heavy lion, operating in the jagged, rocky terrain of the Rift Valley, can never hope to match. In the high, misty canopy of Kilimanjaro's montane forests, the mantled guereza, or black and white colobus monkey, represents a remarkable evolutionary journey spanning 25 million years. Instead of possessing a standard opposable hand, they have evolved a specialized four-fingered hook that is perfectly optimized for gripping branches during high-speed swings. A single spectacular leap through the forest canopy can span up to 20 feet, allowing them to easily escape ground-based predators. On the slopes of Kilimanjaro, this population remains remarkably stable, numbering between 10,000 and 15,000 individuals. They live in cohesive family groups led by a dominant male, communicating across the dense foliage using deep, resonant roaring calls that can travel up to a mile. Tough leaves make up 80% of their diet. To digest this coarse material, they possess a complex, multi-chambered stomach packed with specialized bacterial colonies that break down complex plant cellulose and neutralize toxins. As canopy engineers, their selective feeding on young leaves and flowers stimulates new tree growth, while their consumption of forest fruits makes them vital, silent seed dispersers that help regenerate the mountain's rich forests. On the forest floor beneath the colobus monkeys, the banded mongoose stands as one of the most resilient and cooperative small carnivores of the high-altitude ecosystem. As descendants of the ancient Herpestidae family, they have made an impressive evolutionary journey from the low-lying savannas to secure a successful ecological niche on the slopes of Kilimanjaro, exploiting the cool climate and abundant populations of insects and small reptiles. Operating in tightly knit clans of 10 to 40 individuals, they utilize their striking striped coats to blend into the dry mountain grasses. To survive the freezing alpine nights, the clan huddles closely together in underground burrows, sharing precious body heat to stay warm. During the day, they use their sharp claws and strong molars to dig through rocky crevices, a behavior that not only uncovers food, but also aerates the mountain soil, facilitating the growth of new vegetation. When threatened, the mongoose clan deploys a highly coordinated defensive strategy. They instantly form a tight, circular wall, with the mature adults on the perimeter facing the danger while shielding the vulnerable young in the center, communicating through sharp, synchronized alarm calls that ensure no member of the pack is left behind. Mount Kilimanjaro today appears as a majestic giant slumbering in eternal peace. Yet beneath its silent basaltic crust lies a rich history of cataclysmic geological forces. This colossal stratovolcano was molded from 3 distinct eruptive centers across deep time. The story began approximately 2.5 million years ago with Shira, the oldest peak. Over millions of years, Shira collapsed, leaving behind a vast, windswept basalt plateau at an altitude of 13,000 feet. Rising to 16,893 feet, Mwenzi is a dramatic labyrinth of sharp cliffs and deep canyons, preserving the jagged scars of past explosive eruptions. Finally, Kibo stands as the youngest and highest volcanic cone, crowned by Uhuru Peak at a record altitude of 19,341 feet. At the very center of its summit lies a colossal caldera, spanning 1.5 miles wide and plunging over 1,000 feet deep, carving a dramatic landscape amidst the clouds. Geological data indicates that Kibo underwent violent eruptions approximately 150,000 to 200,000 years ago, with its final eruptive traces occurring about 10,000 years ago, covering the southern slopes with characteristic layers of basalt and trachyte. Though currently classified as dormant, Kibo has never been completely motionless. Active fumaroles deep within the crater continue to silently release plumes of steam and sulfurous gases. The quiet, haunting breaths of a volcano that is still structurally alive. Today, scientists utilize advanced seismic monitoring and remote sensing technologies to track the mountain's slightest deep-seated tremors. Understanding that, in geological time, today's peaceful tranquility may simply be the silent prelude to a grand future awakening.